Hello, everybody. How are you doing? How's your weekend going? Welcome to the Isabella Banks YouTube channel. I'm Wheezy, and as ever, get it? As ever, Megan's run. It's a pleasure to be here with you this evening. Now, guys, we have a lot to talk about. Let's talk about this never ending saga of Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, and the unrelenting nonsense the British media just keeps throwing at her, looking for actors to be their pawns in their game against Meghan. Just when we thought they couldn't sink any lower, they went ahead and proved us wrong. Okay? So, let's see. Um, How is everyone doing? I hope you're all good. Okay. Well, just talking about this continuous attack against Meghan. Now, we know that the British media has been attacking Meghan for, let's say, ever since they stepped down 5 years ago, right? But now the attacks against Meghan have escalated. They want to make sure that none of her business ventures succeed, right? Just the other week, they came for With Love Megan, thanks to some dusty Walty Mitty wannabe chef who clearly needed the publicity more than he needed a clean shave. You guys remember that dirty looking chef I spoke about earlier in the week, right? But before we could even finish rolling our eyes at that one, here comes another highly coordinated hit piece. Okay. This time they're claiming that Megan stole the name of her upcoming podcast. Yes, you heard that right. A name. So, where's the evidence of this name? This so called evidence is that they heard or they saw that a YouTuber named Kady Meite has a series on her channel called Confessions of a Female Founder. What's the name of Megan's new podcast as a whole? Confessions of a Female Founder. Oh my goodness. Sound the alarm. The very worst has happened. The royal investigators, aka the Bitter Brigade, they dusted off their magnifying glasses, did a few Google searches, and decided that this was the worst crime against humanity. Not the war going on in Israel versus Gaza, and certainly not the war going on against Russia and Ukraine. The fact that Megan's podcast is the same name as someone's series on their YouTube channel is the very worst thing possible. Oh my God. The UK tabloids practically tripped over themselves to push the narrative that Meghan is a serial idea thief. Their big argument that words like confession and founder, they're so unique. Only one person in the entire universe could possibly use it. But before we had time to dissect that absurdity, I was just looking at what Megan was doing, to be honest. And I had to pause and ask myself, why did Megan use the phrase female founder in the first place? Obviously, I don't know Megan. I haven't had a conversation one on one. Just from hearing her talk, you can kind of get a sense of how she talks and how she thinks of ideas. Like, if you think about With Love Megan, it seems very on brand for her. If you see, oh no, I don't want to say on brand. It seems something that would naturally come from her. If you think about As Ever, it's also something that would naturally come from her. It sounds like Megan. She's creative, she's dreamy, she's that sound, those two names, they sound like her. Confessions of a Female Founder didn't sound like Megan, and it made me curious. I mean, we know the story behind With Love Megan, and we also know the story behind As Ever. We also know the story behind the TIG, but I just really wondered about the name or the story behind the name Confessions of a Female Founder. I really wanted to know how Megan came up with the name, not because I was trying to work out the conflict between her name and the name of the YouTuber, but it just struck me as curious that she chose that name for the name of her podcast. And I really wanted to know more. I wanted to know the reason why. And so I did what actual journalists should do. I researched. And guess what I found? I wonder if this will come up later, or maybe she will talk about it when she does the podcast. But ta-da, if you look, you will find, you will definitely find these things you'll find these things online. And I'm sure that the Daily Mail has the ability to do this as well, but they choose not to. Anyway, there's a well established group of female entrepreneurs called the Female Founders List 500. And this is an elite list of women at the top of their industries who are leading major companies and nonprofits. These women aren't just running businesses, they're actual powerhouses. Now, am I in Megan's marketing team? Obviously not. I just said I've never spoken to Megan, haven't sat down with her. So obviously I don't know her. And this, of course, I know that the squad knows this, but just for those derangers who love to listen to my podcasts, I am reiterating that fact. But do you know what I do have? I do have eyes and I do have common sense. And let me tell you, this is exactly the kind of elite empowering network that Megan would align her brand with. Okay? This is marketing 101. If you are building a brand, obviously you want to establish credibility. And you do that by associating with respected institutions and earning industry awards. And let's be real, Megan has always understood the power of playing the long game. If you look at how Prince Harry, for instance, built his brand, so he spent 2024 establishing his, of course, the Invictus game has always been established, but he pushed his brand of being a philanthropist further in 2024, attending the UN, accepting all those awards on behalf of Invictus Games. So pushing the brand in order to create more awareness, more visibility, gain credibility as well, which is normal when you're trying to build a brand. Anyway, um, I digress. So before the trolls start foaming at the mouth, let's acknowledge the obvious. Female founder is a widely used business term, not something Megan plucked from a random YouTube channel. But of course, I know that we, the squad, we already know this, but it's interesting also to know the story behind the name of the brand. And that's what I dug deep to find out for us because my brain needed to know. Even the person who they say Megan copied the name of her brand from was also inspired by a group called Female Founder World. And the series that she has on her channel is talking about all the tips and tricks that she got from joining the Female Founder World Network. I sat down and I listened to a couple of the videos, and this is how I know. And the tips and tricks she got from the Female Founder World are what she used to scale her own brand. That's the hijab hoodies that she markets on her YouTube channel. The information is there. They just choose not to use the information. Instead, they try to use her to attack Megan, of which, of course, I know that we know this already. Anyway, so back to this theft nonsense, because believe it or not, the YouTuber in question, as we know, was actually contacted by YouTube Lifestyle for her opinion, and her response was epic. She said, and I quote, "It is highly unlikely Megan even came across my channel, but I am flattered by the thoughts." Translation: the British media tried to drag her into their drama, and she basically told them, "I don't know her." And I'm sure that that "I don't know her" means don't even ask me about her, because you're not going to use me to bash another Black woman. She even went on to say that she understands coincidences happen, and that what concerns her more is how quickly this became an excuse to attack another woman. But did this stop the trolls? Absolutely not. It didn't stop them. Frustrated, instead the trolls turned on her. Yep, they accused her of being paid off by Meghan. Others even pressured her to sue Meghan, even though she literally said this was not a case of plagiarism. But the worst part, the racist and the Islamophobic attacks against her increased exponentially. People mocked her hijab. They mocked her hijab design. They mocked her business. They claimed she supported Meghan only because she's a Black Muslim woman. One comment even implied that her defense of Meghan was based on wokeness rather than facts. Guys, people who support Meghan are being attacked out here in these streets by the bitter brigade. Sorry, does that sound familiar? This is the exact same playbook they've used against Meghan for years. The moment a Black woman refuses to be used as a weapon against another Black woman, she becomes the enemy. They don't actually care about protecting small creators. They try to use concern trolling to smear Meghan. They care about destroying Meghan at any cost, even if it means throwing other Black women under the bus. I love the fact that when a Black woman had the opportunity to do what a lot of the white creators, artists, actors, public uh, personalities had the opportunity to do, she responded with class. I love that Katie saw through all the nonsense and refused to be used as a pawn in this manufactured outrage. But guys, let's be real. Right now, she is in the line of fire. Can you believe that her YouTube channel has just over 2,000 subscribers? Let's double that, okay? Let's show these people who have the opportunity to be supportive to Meghan that supporting her is a positive experience. Okay. I will drop the link to her YouTube channel in the chat. Can we go over there and take her over 3,000 subscribers? And of course, if you could leave a comment so that she knows that the surge in her subscriber rate is as a result of the fact that she has been supportive to Meghan, that would be great. Let those people who support Meghan have our support as well. Let me leave the link to her YouTube channel in the chat. Here you go. Go ahead, support her channel. She's got just over 2,000 subscribers, and she's already done over 100 and something videos on her channel. So, guys, she definitely needs a lot of support. Let us support her. Because, unlike the British media, we actually support women over here, right? I mean, it's just kind of ridiculous. What did you say? Lorna says the bitter brigade serving up their toxic ideas with a drop of rotten tea. That is so, that is perfect. Lorna says Megan is a woman that has invested in other businesses. The tick on social media is a business. Mm, I believe, yeah. I believe I've said so. And Joyce Anderson says, good night to you, Isabella, and everyone. Sean Jones says, let's also talk about the fact that Lord Voldemort has a troll account he's been actively using. I saw that in the Daily Mirror, where they said that Lord Voldemort is actively on social media. So they pretend that they don't use social media, but they are on here fully. Yes, fully. That's so sad, isn't it? That so that means that he is part of the group on Reddit, all the groups that are anti Harry and Meghan. He is part of the group, just like um Samantha Markle is also part of the group that is anti Harry and Meghan. Isn't that the saddest thing, for you to be part of a group that trolls your brother and sister so negatively that it affects their mental health, and you are happy with that? Anyway, so guys, I just wanted to motivate us to go ahead and support this lady, Kady Meite. Let's have dropped the link to her YouTube channel in the chat. Let's go ahead and support her YouTube channel so that she gets a positive experience out of all of this, because as soon as she showed her support to Meghan, then the derangers started attacking her as well. Lorna says, what I mean is that the younger generation looks at social media as a business. Yes, correct, correct. Yes, correct. So, if you haven't already, Joy says, I subscribed to her channel. Last night she had less than half of subscriptions, and Baron told us to subscribe. Absolutely. This is the way to go. If you haven't already subscribed to Kady Meite's YouTube channel, go ahead to subscribe to her channel now. Let's give her a positive experience from her support. So, guys, oh, sorry, before I go, let me just look at this comment from the honor. The honor says, such a sad, pitiful life to spend all your time in hate, using any tiny excuse you can grasp to attack the woman living rent free in your head who doesn't even know you exist. Exactly. Exactly. And this is the reason. I think it's sad to say, but the reality of the situation is that unless we are able to tackle the issue of getting the media, especially the British media, under control, which is the media reform Prince Harry is fighting for, this is going to be Meghan's life. The fact that she has to deal with the British media. And the fact of the matter is that they can't cut off the British media entirely. Why? Because Prince Harry is British, and he's not just British, he is a British prince. So, whether he is actually a working royal or not, the media are always good. He is a person of interest, not in the police way, but he is someone that the British press or the press all over the world are going to be interested in. So the only thing he can do is to fight for media reform to ensure that he can keep his family safe. And this is the reason why I continue to work on the mission to assist Harry at some future point to take this matter to the UN. I've spoken about this before, and I know those people who have said that the UN can't do anything. But I say to you that once you have a document in your folder which says that the UN is aware of this and they have supported your position, then it adds more weight to the case that you're making for reform. Because ultimately, Prince Harry is going to I saw a video that showed Prince Harry's lawyer. He went onto a YouTube account. I think it's called New Agents, where he said that what Prince Harry actually wants is media reform, and he's still going to be pushing for that. So ultimately, everything that is happening is going to tie into this media reform. And I know that a lot of people think, oh, Meghan is all right, she's going to be fine. But consider this, Meghan is fighting her way through. It's not a walk in the park. She is fighting her way through. There are people who are actively working to sabotage everything that she is doing. So, anything that we can do that would influence those people who are working to work against her will definitely be helpful. Anyway, hey, Cynthia, it's been a while. How are you? Lovely to see you. And Willie Leaks has probably been stalking Megan all the way, all the time. Yuck, yes. I was quite shocked that the Daily Mirror actually, let me see if I can find it. I was shocked that the Daily Mirror actually admitted the fact that Prince William has a burner account which he uses to troll Harry and Meghan. I was quite shocked. I was so shocked. I couldn't believe that it was being said out loud. They said William spends hours trolling online forums where he posts under a fake name. So that means that a lot of the information, which will probably be insider information, which only him or someone at his level will be able to have access to about Harry and Meghan, it's him, actually. He is the source. Isn't that what Harry and Meghan said? And they said that they were lying. Anyway, guys, tell me what you think about this latest hit job against Meghan. Um, Share your thoughts in the comment section. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, because the more we amplify the truth, the harder it is for the lies to stick. Um, All right. Before I go, let me just look at these two comments, which are quite good. Lorna says the UN brings awareness and action to a situation. Case in point, Canada was taken to the UN by its First Nation people. The human rights case educated Canadians. Absolutely. And Cynthia says, I'm doing great. My first book launch is next Saturday, so I've been very busy. Guys, Cynthia is launching her book. Fantastic. Congratulations, Cynthia. So glad to hear it. Okay. All right, so guys, that's all I have for this evening. I will be signing out. Peace. Bye.